Don't forget to subscribe. We've got plenty of great videos coming your way. Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Two names that have been trending for all the wrong reasons lately. What started as a promising collaboration on the film It Ends With Us has spiraled into a dramatic legal showdown, full of allegations, courtroom strategies, and public statements that have everyone watching closely. Back in December, Blake Lively shook the entertainment industry by filing a lawsuit against her It Ends With Us co-star Justin Baldoni, accusing him of serious on-set misconduct. Her claims included sexual harassment and retaliation, two incredibly heavy charges that painted a very different picture of their professional relationship than anyone had expected. It was a shock, not just because of the nature of the allegations, but also because these two were supposed to be bringing a beloved novel to life on the big screen. But things escalated even further when Baldoni didn't just deny the accusations. He fired back with a massive $400 million countersuit. That's right, $400 million. He claimed that Lively's lawsuit was defamatory and damaging to both his career and reputation. And for a moment, it seemed like this courtroom clash would only intensify from there. Fast forward to June, and the case has taken another surprising turn. A judge has officially ruled in favor of Blake Lively, not on the full case just yet, but on a key legal decision. Justin Baldoni's massive countersuit? It's been dismissed. Completely thrown out. That's a huge win for Lively, and it significantly shifts the power dynamic in this legal battle. Now, let's rewind a bit to understand how we got here. On June 2nd, Blake Lively voluntarily dropped two of the claims in her lawsuit, the ones related specifically to emotional distress. These were claims that accused Baldoni of both intentionally and negligently causing her emotional suffering. That move surprised many observers, especially since emotional distress is often a critical part of any harassment or retaliation case. So why drop them? Well, it all came down to privacy. Baldoni's legal team had been pressing for access to Lively's private medical and mental health records. They wanted a HIPAA release that would allow them to dig into her personal history to challenge her emotional distress claims. Rather than hand over that kind of deeply personal information, Lively's legal team made a strategic decision. They dropped the claims without prejudice. That means they're not gone forever. They could technically be reintroduced later. Critics, including Baldoni's camp, accused Lively of trying to have it both ways. In their view, she was avoiding scrutiny while still trying to bring up emotional distress in court. But that's not quite how the judge saw it. In a court ruling on June 11th, Judge Louis J. Lyman made it clear, while Lively can't submit new evidence specifically tied to the dismissed claims, she can still bring up emotional distress as part of the other claims that remain in her lawsuit. And those remaining claims? They're serious. Sexual harassment, retaliation. These are not minor issues. And in many cases, emotional distress is considered a key component of such claims. It helps demonstrate the real-life impact of the alleged misconduct. Lively's legal team clarified this in a public statement. They said, quote, "Her decision to dismiss her specific causes of action for emotional distress does not bar her from presenting this evidence because emotional distress is an element of many of her remaining claims." That statement makes it very clear that while the form has changed, the substance of Lively's accusations and the emotional toll they allegedly caused is still very much on the table. So what does this all mean for Justin Baldoni? Well, it's not looking great. His $400 million lawsuit has been thrown out, and Blake Lively's case is still moving forward, albeit slightly adjusted. Unless something drastic changes, he'll have to face Lively in court when the trial officially begins in March 2026. And that trial? It's going to be intense. Not only because of the serious nature of the claims, but also because of the public scrutiny. This isn't a quiet dispute happening behind the scenes. This is a highly publicized legal battle involving two high-profile actors, one of whom is making direct accusations about behavior that allegedly occurred on a film set. And speaking of the film, let's not forget how all of this impacts It Ends With Us, a film adaptation of a best-selling novel with huge fan expectations and a built-in audience. But now, the project is overshadowed by lawsuits, public statements, and an uncertain future. What was supposed to be a passion project has now become the centerpiece of a legal drama that could stretch on for months, maybe even years. So far, Justin Baldoni has continued to deny all allegations against him. He's maintained that he did nothing wrong and that the lawsuit from Lively is unfounded. But now, with his countersuit dismissed, he faces a much tougher uphill battle if he wants to clear his name in court. As for Lively, her decision to shield her private health information while still holding on to the right to talk about emotional distress could prove to be a clever legal tactic. It protects her privacy, keeps her claims intact, and may give her legal team the flexibility they need to build a strong emotional narrative in court. But there's still a long road ahead. The trial date, March 2026, is months away. That gives both sides plenty of time to prepare their arguments, gather witnesses, and potentially try to reach a settlement before things go to trial. And while settlements are common in high-profile cases like this, there's no sign yet that either party is ready to back down. This isn't just about legal claims. It's about reputations, careers, legacies. If Blake Lively wins in court, it could validate her claims and shine a light on serious issues in the industry. If Baldoni manages to defend himself successfully, it could be seen as a vindication after a year of intense public scrutiny. Either way, the stakes are incredibly high. This case is also drawing attention because it reflects a broader cultural shift, one where more actors, particularly women, are speaking out about inappropriate behavior in Hollywood. The days of sweeping allegations under the rug are fading. Now, these disputes are being handled in court, in the public eye, and often with massive financial and emotional consequences. For fans of both stars, it's a complicated and emotional situation. Many love the idea of Lively and Baldoni teaming up for a deeply emotional story like It Ends With Us. But now, the real-life drama has completely overtaken the fictional one. And unfortunately, there's no happy ending in sight, at least not yet. Until the trial begins, we'll likely see more legal maneuvers, more statements from both sides, and possibly even more twists in the story. But for now, Blake Lively has secured an important victory. The court has ruled that she can continue presenting emotional distress as part of her remaining claims, and the massive countersuit against her has been shut down. It's a turning point in a case that has already defied expectations, and it's clear that this legal drama is far from over. We'll be keeping a close eye on the developments as we move closer to that March 2026 trial date. Because if there's one thing we've learned so far, it's that in this courtroom battle, absolutely anything can happen.